I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news. It's kind of, maybe something that maybe people in the industry pays attention to, but you should be paying attention to it as well. And I'm going to explain why these deals between Netflix and Paramount and all of that, and CBS and possibly CNN, why it's important and why it matters that you pay attention and perhaps make your voices heard over it. So Donald Trump has just been a vile, racist, bigot, sexist especially just over the last week. I don't know if he is, feeling the pressure, if there's something going on, some sort of cognitive decline, maybe the stress, but he has been insulting reporters and insulting sitting members of Congress. And I'm going to tell you how this affects the media. Because when Donald Trump made a disgusting comment to a reporter, no one said anything. What he said was shocking. He called her a piggy. Watch.
So he dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. You got to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sir,
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead.
Incriminating in the file, Venezuela, sir. Why
Quiet,
not
quiet, Piggy.
on Venezuela, sir? You've had a lot of meetings on Venezuela.
Quiet, piggy, is what he said. I'm sure you've heard about it. The thing for me is that no one in that moment, not one reporter, said anything. The women there didn't say anything, which is shocking to me. I'm surprised that the women didn't come back and say, was that necessary? Why would you do that? And I'm also, no man in that press gaggle stood up or said anything in the moment. And so for Donald Trump, it's easy, it is okay. But here is, if I had been there, I would have said, was that necessary? Sir, you're the president of the United States. You realize you just called someone a piggy, and this is going to go out to the world. Are you sure? I mean, why would you do that? Why would you call a professional woman out of her name that way? And I'm sure he would have yelled, but at least someone should say something, because when people do things like that, you have to stop them immediately, or they become emboldened by it. And that's Donald Trump has become emboldened because no one is holding him to account on many different issues right now. But what surprises me the most is not just how brazen this administration is by, making excuses for it. I'll show you that in a second. But no news organization released a statement. I believe it was a Bloomberg reporter, but immediately I feel like Bloomberg should have released a statement, immediately saying, this is unacceptable. Now, I don't know if it would have made a difference, but in the old days, which maybe 3 years ago, there would have been a statement by news organizations saying this is unacceptable for and beneath the dignity of the president and the White House and the office for Donald Trump to do this. And it is disqualifying as president of the United States. But no one said anything. MAGA didn't say anything. I didn't see anything on conservative news organizations. If Joe Biden had done that, all hell would have broken loose. He is a sexist. He's a this. And Donald Trump is just flat out. No morals. And when questioned about it the next day, a woman who is the White House press secretary, I mean, just to me, it is embarrassing and shocking that a woman would stand for this behavior. Caroline Leavitt made excuses for Donald Trump and justified his treatment of a working professional woman. Watch.
What did the president mean when he called reporter Piggy?
Look, the president is very frank and honest with everyone in this room. You've all seen it yourself. You've all experienced it yourselves, and I think it's one of the many reasons that the American people reelected this president, because of his frankness. And he calls out fake news when he sees it. He gets frustrated with reporters when you lie about.
That has nothing to do with the price of tea. and it has nothing to do with the comment. And this reporter, you can see it on her face. She knows. She's like, Caroline, what does that have to do with anything? She's not going to ask her. She should have stopped her there. It's like, no. I'm asking you, what does this have to do with calling someone a pig? You're saying it's okay for Donald Trump. That's what she's saying. It is okay for Donald Trump to do this. Keep going.
Him when you spread fake news about him and his administration, but he also is the most transparent president in history, and he gives all of you in this
turning it back on the media. She's calling them fake news. It's not like this is an unfortunate. This is an unfortunate comment. The president was under stress, or that he didn't mean to say this, or this is what he said. No, it was like, it is okay because you are fake news, and he calls you out, and you guys know it. Caroline Leavitt should be ashamed of herself. And I'm sure she has nerve to, she probably has the nerve to say, I stand up for women and I do all that. They all do this, and it's all bullshit. They don't care. They have no morals. There's no moral compass, no values, no nothing. Keep going.
As you all know, unprecedented access. You are in the Oval Office almost every day asking the president questions. And so I think the president being frank and open and honest to your faces rather than hiding behind your backs is frankly a lot more respectful than what you saw in the last administration, where you had a president who lied to your face and then didn't speak to you for weeks and hid upstairs and didn't take your questions. So I think everyone in this room
she's not going to take a thing, but keep going.
Should appreciate the frankness and the openness that you get from President Trump on a near daily basis.
And
go ahead.
As a follow-up,
yes.
The Washington Post just reported that the Coast Guard has.
I'm calling on Bloomberg. Go ahead.
So I'm not done. I have a follow-up. Quiet, Piggy. That was enough of her. Quiet, Piggy. See how that feels? Maybe someone will write about it. Maybe someone on the right will be upset and get all bent out of shape because I said to Caroline Leavitt on this program, quiet, Piggy. How does that feel? And I'm doing that for a reason. I would never say that, but I'm saying that for a reason. Just like I would never call Donald Trump out of his name except for a reason, which I did recently, except for a reason. And that reason is to show just how harmful and how vulgar it can be to do that. But he's not just doing that as it relates to women. He's doing it to another woman, but he's also being racist about it. This is what Donald Trump said, not in the cabinet meeting, but after that. I'll show the cabinet meeting second. But this is what he said about Somalia in general. Watch.
Mr. President, thank you. The mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, is saying that he's actually proud to have the largest Somali community in the country, and his police chief.
Well, then he's a fool.
Well, his police chief is also saying.
I wouldn't be proud to have the largest Somalian. Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. Look, these Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan, Omar, who they say married her brother. It's a fraud. She tries to deny it now, but you can't really deny it because, it just happened. She shouldn't be allowed to be a congresswoman, and I'm sure people are looking at that. And she should be thrown the hell out of our country. And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota, okay?
So here's the thing. Number one, there's no evidence that she married her brother. That is a disgusting rumor that has no merit, that has been investigated. No one has found any evidence that has even happened. She's even responded saying it's not true. But the way that he talks about people, Donald Trump is a disgusting, vile human being. He oozes it. And I wouldn't be surprised as the reports and Anthony Scaramucci and others say that he smells. Because when you have that much hatred and putrid toxicity in your body, it probably oozes out of his pores. He is a disgusting, vile human being. There's no that's the reason he looks the way he does. Because he's so foul. That's why he looks the way he does, because there's just so much vile, just toxicity just in him. But then he goes on to make it even more personal. Now, I want you to listen to what he calls Ilhan Omar here. And imagine him saying this to Caroline Levitt. Or what if someone said this to Melania? Or what if someone says this to Ivanka? I wonder how he would feel if someone called his wife, his daughter, his granddaughter garbage. Watch.
Now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at that, Scott. I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain.
Who complains more than Donald Trump? He's complaining right there in that response. That response was a complaint. That entire response was a complaint. And he looks like the fucking Grinch when he's there. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. That's what he looks like. Except he's much fatter and saggier with the neck vagina and all of that. He's gross. I would never have thought, if you had asked me, 10 years ago, that if we'd ever hear a president of the United States speaking that way and with such vile and inconsiderate language, I'd say that's never going to happen. But yet Donald Trump is a new low in the history of America. Ilhan Omar had a few words for him.
So there are 80,000 people of Somali descent in your state, but the president has been very focused, not just on them, but on you. In this extraordinary cabinet meeting, he said Somalis, quote, come from hell. They complain and they do nothing but bitch. Take a listen.
These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. We don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much, everybody.
And they applauded.
And they
agreement from his cabinet members there. I just wonder what the reaction is in your district to have that from the highest office in the land.
It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting. These are Americans that he is calling garbage. And we feel like there is an unhealthy obsession that he has on the Somali community, and an unhealthy and creepy obsession that he has with me. I think it is also really important for us to remember that this kind of hateful rhetoric and this level of dehumanizing can lead to dangerous actions by people who listen to the president.
And 95% of the Somalis in your state are U.S. citizens.
Yes.
Just for clarity.
And Ilhan Omar is a U.S. citizen, and he's saying she should go back and they should go back. That was the point I was going to make as well, is that she's a citizen. We go back where? This is her country. When he says our country. And look, she's right. This can lead to violence. Look, Marjorie Taylor Greene is finding that out right now, but many of us have known that forever. If you've ever been the target of some unhinged person in the MAGA movement, some Donald Trump supporter. And we saw it with, we know that there is political violence among the right. We saw it with January 6th. All of those people who were pardoned. But yet Donald Trump says he wants to stamp out crime. He wants to make the country better. He has the nerve to criticize Somalia and the Somalian community. What about his own MAGA community that defecated and urinated in the Capitol. What about that? And you said it was okay because they were what? Supporting you. So Donald Trump, Caroline Leavitt, all of this bullshit about you love the country and you're a patriot. Quiet, Piggy. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.